There we go. You're good to go, Ramiro.
Good afternoon or good morning. My name is Ramiro Cavazos, and I'm the President and CEO of the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Thanks to each of you for joining us. We are very fortunate to have a tremendous opportunity today to talk with Speedpro about franchising opportunities when it comes to graphics, printing, and design work. They are a great corporate partner of ours. We have more than 200 corporate partners, but today's seminar and webinar is critical because it's an opportunity for small business owners to be potential new small business owners in this industry, and also to create wealth and create jobs for their community. So education and information and access are what we're going to be providing today about these opportunities. On behalf of our board of directors and our chairwoman, Alice Rodriguez, we're very fortunate to have not just the 200 corporations like Speedpro that we partner with, but we also have more than 260 Hispanic chambers around the country and 5 million Latino-owned businesses who themselves in their industry could also start up a company in this area with Speedpro's help. So with that, without further ado, thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to a great discussion. And on behalf of the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, we will continue to provide tangible opportunities to create small business opportunities with great companies like Speedpro. Let me kick this back to you, Monica, and thank you so much to you and the team at Speedpro for organizing this.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ramiro, for your words. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today for our Speedpro presentation. Just so you guys know, we are live and being recorded, and the information will be made available after the webinar if you want to re-reference it. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A, and we will handle the questions towards the end. So without further ado, I want to introduce our Speedpro partners. Paul Brewster, who is currently the Chief Operating Officer for Speedpro, out of Denver, Colorado, and Nicole Yates, who's the managing franchise developer for Speedpro as well. So go ahead and take it away, Paul.
Great, Monica. Thank you so much, Ramiro. Thank you. We had just an absolutely fantastic time in Las Vegas. We joined you live at the convention, and I got to tell you, made a lot of new friends and had a fantastic time. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Monica, and also thank you for setting this up and giving us an opportunity. We want to take a few minutes this morning and just talk about a great big opportunity. I do also believe in giving opportunities for people to own their own businesses, to grow wealth, to provide for not only their own family, but their community. And that's what we want to talk to you just a little bit about today. Tell you a little bit about myself. I've been in franchising now for about 15 years. I've been all over many sectors, from real estate at RE/MAX to home services with 3 very large national players to now Speedpro. I believe in the model, and I believe what franchising can do for the community. Before that, I grew up in Denver, absolutely love Colorado, love the mountains, and just enjoy the outdoors. So with that said, I want to talk just a little bit about Speedpro today. As you can see there, it's imagination printed. We print imagination. Speedpro is a franchising network of deliberate, on-time, and innovative printing experts. If it's big and can be printed, Speedpro does it. That includes everything from window, wall, floor graphics from top to bottom, all the span. It includes trade shows, vehicle wraps, event graphics, trade show displays, 20 years of experience. If you can print on it, we do it. One of the questions we always get is why Speedpro? If you can imagine out in the community, just about every business you see, there is a franchising opportunity. From Subway sandwiches to 7-Elevens to gyms where you work out to, we heard about one yesterday that was a drone experience where people are surveying property and the like. If there is a business that can be franchised, it is out there. And the question we often get is, why should I consider Speedpro? Why should I join you? Why should I spend money to be a business with you? Well, the value proposition is pretty simple for us. It's an unlimited scalability, meaning you only have to buy one facility. You don't have to buy many to scale up to as much money as you'd like to earn. There's high profit margins in the segment of the industry we're in. If you're printing small format, margins are very tight. If you're in grand format, say billboards along the highway, you have to have lots of equipment and insurance. In our segment, the profit margins are very high, in the 60% range. You don't need many employees. We help train and start. It's all inclusive. It's in a growing industry. That's very important. We're best in class and we do all B2B. So it's not consumer related where you have to wait for somebody to walk in your door. The value proposition then shows that we have great big profits. This is a really nice thing. This is from our most recent item 19. Inside franchising, we provide information on a financial scale of what you can and can't earn. In the top quartile, you can see our average gross sales for the top 25% of our system, just under $1 million, with ODP, the owner discretionary profit, coming back almost $750,000, with that gross profit margin I was talking about, 68%. Now, life is a bell curve. Not everybody is in the top quartile. But if you get our franchise disclosure document, you'll see the next two quartiles also do very, very well. What to expect as a Speedpro owner? So you come in and you affiliate with us and you say, hey, I'd like to buy that business. And by the way, we also encourage current business owners to look at us to add on to their portfolio. This is not just for the initial buying of a business, but you can add this onto your portfolio. What can you expect? Well, there's on-demand production, meaning you get to go out and do it and build it and create, which leads to a lot of fun, and every project is different. There's a great owner network that supports one another, that makes sure that if you have a question, they can help you with a solution. Now, that's not always true with every business that's out there. Can you imagine if there's one Subway and another one down the block and they both want the same customer? They're not going to help one another because they're both providing the same product. But us, we have a strong owner network that wants to help one another. There's a lot of time for you to see, and I would encourage you at this point, there's a speedprofranchising.com. And on that, you can see a day in the life of. And what's so fun about that is you'll actually hear our owners talk about what it is that they do. And so I would encourage you to go there. We provide everything that you need to start up. It's business in a box. And what that means is everything that you need from your initial investment, you will get. Equipment, computers, all of the substrates or the parts, the products, all of it, starting inventory, the software, everything that you need, you'll get literally provided inside of the initial investment. We train to all of that, so that on-location training happens. Again, I told you I love Denver, Colorado. I've grown up here. I love it. It's a beautiful place to be. You get to come here first. The first week, we teach you business management, sales, marketing, financial, hiring, retention, culture, all of those things. Then the next week, and it's not consecutive weeks, but the next time you come out, we do all hands-on equipment and production. Now, it doesn't just stop there, because once you get everything delivered to the site, once you sign on, we send people out to you also to train. And so you get to learn all about how to be an owner. So how do we support you? It's very important to know as a business owner, if you can imagine, many of you have started your own business and you didn't have the support structure. You did it on your own. You weren't franchised. You didn't have all of those things in connection to help support you. We in this system do. We help production. Now, let me talk about the average person who comes into our system has never printed anything in their lives. They don't know anything about production. They're excited about the industry. They see the potential in the industry. They know that this is a great opportunity, but they've never done production. We support you. We know that. We're here to help and provide that. We have a fantastic staff. We also help with sales and marketing, pay-per-click, all of the SEO, all of that, the national website. Technology and workflow, we have a back-end system we call the spine of the business. We make sure you know how to price and how to sell and how to close out tickets, and then to use your financials to help build your business. We have vendor relationships, and I'll show you a list of some of those vendors in just a second, but they are important partners of ours. Business planning and coaching, you're assigned a specific person who's a liaison who helps you with all of that business planning. We onboard. We have somebody who quarterbacks the onboarding, making sure that you get to open your business properly, because it matters. Data first dollar, data break even, and data profitability. We understand that. We give ongoing support, education, and then we come together, just like we did in Las Vegas with the national convention. We also have a convention of our own. Production training, that is what we're talking about. It is industry experience production support that helps you navigate the software, the equipment, how to maintain it, and how to use it. Very, very important. Sales and marketing, again, I said website, PPC, collateral, public relations, all of that is provided in a toolbox. And that toolbox is found on an internal site that we call the hub. Technology and workflow solutions, there is a spine to the business called CoreBridge. That CoreBridge helps you from the minute you take on the information from the customer, how to quote it, how to build pricing, how to create a job flow, a process, which we help you with, all the way to closing out and sale. Our vendor relationships are with nationally known companies, whether it be 3M, world-renowned, HP, AGFA, EFI, all of the major vendor relationship programs we have give us the best pricing, training, and resources. Now, we work very hard to get these vendor relationships. One of the things that's very hard if you're just an individual business is to create those relationships, whether it be our franchise system or somebody else's franchise system. That is one of the values that a franchise brings to you in exchange for the relationship. The business planning and coaching, as I said, you will have a dedicated individual business consultant, but there are other consultants that bring along also information that you can access as well. There are other business coaches, many of ours actually own Speedpro as their businesses. And as they built their business and sold and made a profit off of it, I grabbed a few of them, and now there are business consultants. Onboarding. Look, it is incredibly hard to start up a business, and we understand that. One of the things that you exchange for your relationship with a franchise is that we have a set group of marks, our trademarks, which is Speedpro and everything associated with it, and all of the marketing, collateral, et cetera. But the other is a set proven concept. And that proven concept then, as it's rolled out to you, you onboard to. And that onboarding takes place so that everything from accounting to marketing to finance to the production, everything is built so that you can get to that first dollar to break even and profitability as quickly as you possibly can. Now, there is one differentiator that we have inside our system that's very important. Prior to ever opening, you have the opportunity of associating with a buddy studio. That buddy studio will actually produce the printing for you. While you're still learning, while you're still growing, you can sell to people and contacts you already know. And that buddy studio will do the production. It's a relationship that's built and created and negotiated. And you can actually start from day one building revenue. And that is very unique to our system. So what does it cost? This is one of those things that there is always a cost associated with building something of value, and that's good. The investment breakdown for us, average initial investment ranges between $207,000 and $299,000. Now that all depends on certain things. But if you can imagine, if you're building a brand new Speedpro, the initial franchise fee is $49,500. That's a set fee, and that helps with us covering all the costs of getting set up started. Initial marketing fee, that's to help you develop your initial customer base so that you get off to the right start with digital advertising, lead generation, local PR, and our team has a set 9-month schedule that will help you with that. Now, the all-inclusive startup package is $103,110. That includes the roll-to-roll printer, all the substrates needed to start, the back-end process workflow, the computers, everything that you need to do that, the all-inclusive startup package. The working capital is that which is the variable. It all depends on what it is, how long you're going to get before you get open, get started, and the like. But the working capital is the one that's variable. So it's between $207,000 and $299,000 to get started as initial Speedpro owner. Here's the fun part. I love this slide more than any other. No two Speedpros are exactly alike. So our Speedpros, let me give you an example. We have a Speedpro down in Orlando, Florida, who works very heavily in events, the event space, event planner space, trade show space. And so their verticals, as we call them, their areas that they go and try and sell to are trade shows to come into the Orlando convention. And because of it, they have built their business in and around that, and that's where they really go and try and get business. I have a company, one of the Speedpro studios that's down in Arizona, that actually loves doing vehicle wraps. Why? Because vehicles have to be rewrapped in the desert sun a whole lot more often than they do, say, in Colorado, where we don't have that desert sun and the weather to really beat on those wraps. And so they go after a clientele that includes vehicle wraps and large fleets. Now, most of our Speedpro studios pick 2, 3, 4 of these verticals, whether it be local businesses, interior designers, hospitals, hotels, universities, and they really focus in on those, and they do incredibly well because we have world-class NPS scores and Google reviews, which create repeat clients and generate revenue. Now, what we do is we go through an 8-step discovery process. You get to learn a whole lot more about us, and we get to learn about you, whether or not you're a good fit for us, through an 8-step discovery process. We learn about your goals and your decision criteria and all kinds of things about you. We want to know that you are a considered business owner. We tell you about the brand in depth. We talk about applying. We introduce you to funding partners. We go over our franchise agreement and specifics with you to make sure you know fully well what you're getting into. We ask that you attend a discovery day and meet all of our staff. And then we finally get to the point where you say, yes, I'm in, I want a Speedpro, and we sign on the dotted line. There are lots of success stories. And again, I'd ask you to go back to speedprofranchising.com. It is a fantastic place to look at and to see what it is that we're doing and really the success stories that we have. And with that said, Monica, I think, Nicole, unless there's anything you want to add to this, Monica, I'm happy to open it up and answer any questions anybody might have.
Awesome. Thank you so much for some great information, Paul. I do have Joe Facundo, who's representing the Florida State Hispanic Marketing Center, and he is wanting to establish a relationship with Speedpro. So I did let him know to reach out to me so I can connect you guys.
Fantastic, Joe. We would be more than happy to connect and talk and would love to meet you.
A couple of questions that we do have. Do you need to come from the printing industry to open up a franchise?
No, and in fact, I can tell you that of the, and by the way, we have about 130, we call them studios, 130 studios in the US and another 50 or so in Canada, with a sister company up there, so about 180. Of the 130 here in the US, I can count on one hand the number of people who came from a printing background. Most people don't come from a printing background. What we look for are people who are creative, innovative, problem solvers, and love to go out and talk to people. Those are the people who are successful.
Awesome. So what are some great qualifications in line with what you just answered? What are some great qualifications that make a good owner?
Oh, you know, we did a study of our current owners and we came up with 10 characteristics, but there's 3 in particular that I really talk about. One was amiable and approachable. If you have a personality that is one that can meet and greet and talk to people, in B2B, that's fantastic. Problem solutions, people who can look at something and say, hey, remember I said we print imagination. If you can imagine going into somebody's business and saying, I care about how you look to your customer. I want to help you. And it goes back to the old Dale Carnegie days for those of us who are old enough to remember him. He used to say, if there were a way I could help you solve your problem, would you be interested? Well, the answer is, of course, I would. And so that problem solution. And then the other thing is working the plan, actually following the model, because if you follow the model, you're more apt to be successful.
Awesome. I love that we print imagination tagline. Another question is, what do the territories look like, and is there a restriction in the location they select?
Oh, that's a fantastic question, actually. And that is one of the unique pieces of our value proposition. What we do is we, yes, give a picket fence territory. But what that picket fence means is we pick an area, or you pick an area that's open, that has 7,000 businesses in it, and it's a picket fence. That just means we can't place another Speedpro in that territory. It doesn't stop you from selling outside your territory. And in fact, we have owners who have 50% of their business outside of their area, where they're selling to contacts they have all over the country. Now, we don't allow for you to sell invasively, and there's an anti-poaching and that kind of thing where we consider our fellow business owners inside Speedpro. But no, there are no restrictions as far as where you can go. And we have owners that sell all over the country, and actually all over the world, to be honest with you.
Oh, so it's global. That's good to know.
Correct. Yep.
Awesome. who are some people we should network with if you're looking to open up a franchise?
Oh, that's a great question again. I look at, if you're going to be going out and opening a Speedpro, universities, we've all have school and education and pieces like that. It's a wonderful place to start. Hospitals, wonderful place to start. Construction companies, friends in the business industry, places that we frequent is a great place to go. I go to a nice local coffee shop here, and I'd love to walk into them if I were a Speedpro owner myself and say, hey, can I help you, improve your business? Other wholesalers, one of the things that we do is small print companies don't want to get into our space because they don't want to own the equipment. And so they're fantastic customers of ours. And so we have a lot of interaction that way as well. So there's lots of customers.
Awesome. Do the Speedpro owners compete or they collaborate?
They collaborate. They work very closely together. And in fact, a lot of times they are customers of each other. Not all of the studios own 100% of the same equipment. So you start up with your startup package, and as you grow, you add on equipment. And so they will collaborate one with another. Some will go and sell to a certain area and use the other for installation and the like. So they collaborate.
Awesome. Do you need to be a Speedpro franchisee owner to attend the conference?
That's a great question. I will tell you that yes and no. Yes, as a printer, if you said to me, hey, I wouldn't mind attending conference as a prospect, I would be open to that possibility.
Okay. Can they open more than one franchise?
Monica, we've started to look at that. Yes, they can. Traditionally we've said you can scale it, that you can do it from one site and sell. But the reality is, in this day and age, if you opened multiple sites, that would work as well, and would probably be convenient as well.
Awesome. How long is estimated before they actually see profit in return?
Yeah, now there are certain parts of franchising that I can't actually answer, right? Because they are earnings statements and the like, right? So I can't necessarily do that. But what I can do is, if somebody's interested in it as a prospect, we have a full validation process where they can come in and actually talk to owners in different phases and all the like, and they can talk to them specifically. As I said, from day one, you can start selling. So you can start earning from day one. Data profitability, it depends on where you place your studio and the lease space cost and all of that. The nice thing about our system is you don't have to be in consumer-facing facilities. And so you can be in flex space, which is cheaper, which helps you get to break even quicker. Which helps you get to profitability quicker. But I would say this, just remind everybody that 0 to 12 months for any business to get to the point of break even, or even to profitability 12 to 18 months is pretty standard across all businesses.
Good to know. How long does it take to open the startup, to get the process going? Like, more or less, what are they looking at time-wise?
Yeah, okay, so we usually take the 8-step process. So once you initiate interest and the like, we can get you through that. Usually takes anywhere from 30 days to 90 days. So there's that kind of time period. And then once you decide, hey, I want to buy and I want to open, there's about 180 days to get to the point of actually getting open.
Great. All great questions. If anybody else doesn't have any questions, let me just check Facebook really quickly. Great. I don't think there's any more questions, so we can go ahead and finish off. Paul, Nicole, I don't know if you guys have any closing remarks or anything you want to share before we wrap up.
Well, the only thing I would like to do is say thank you. We appreciate the the opportunity to put Speedpro out there. We're proud sponsors of the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We're proud members. We're also very prideful in the fact that we have this opportunity to help advance our community. And so thank you, Monica. Thank you for all you do. And just want to say we're happy to be here.
Thank you so much, Paul. We're really excited to have this partnership with you guys and look forward to continue working with you in the future. For everybody watching, we will be having another Speedpro webinar coming up in November, which we're very excited, some great information to share on. If there's no other questions, I look forward to hearing from you, Jose, so I'll make sure to facilitate that connection with Paul. But if there's no other questions, I just want to remind everybody that this is available on Facebook and will be available on YouTube, and we can share any information that you may have. Feel free to reach out to me. My email's in the chat box. But thank you, everybody, for your time today. Thank you again, Paul and Nicole, and we look forward to sharing some more information on Speedpro for everybody. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.